Episode 14, we got gaming memories and a bunch of other stuff. Enjoy!
Hold on to your butt.
I feel like someone's trying to talk in that
Very,
I'm trying to listen to hear what that person in the background is saying.
It's the guy saying, hold on to your butts.
Divorce? Divorce?
That sounds a lot like, but definitely isn't Samuel L. Jackson from Jurassic Park.
Definitely not.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hold On To Your Butts episode number 14. So happy you guys joined us. Remember that today's episode and all of our episodes are brought to you by Signature's Millstone Tavern in Gahanna, Ohio. More specifically, Creekside, Ohio. Great place to go grab a cold beer on a hot day, like it is in summer. Probably where you are too. You know, I would imagine that it's hot where you are. If it's hot where you are, get a cold beer. If it's not in Ohio, then I don't care where you go. But if it is in Ohio and you're in the Columbus area, then you should go to Gahanna and go to Millstones. Because what are you, stupid? I wrote that ad myself.
That was a long.
That was
a
long.
long.
We'll
We'll do that for every sponsor.
Hey, get 5% off
Yikes.
when you
And
mention that ad.
if you mention that ad in its entirety, you get 5% off your bill at Signature's Millstone Tavern. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in for episode number 14. You know, we covered a lot last week. We're all a little hungover from last week. But in big news, in really big news,
Probably the most important news.
Buddy got a real mic.
I'm a real boy now.
Okay. So we are happy about it, and now he's going to come to you in crystal clear HD audio. Buddy, how does it feel to have a real mic?
Oh, like $1 million?
Feels like, well, it was about 30. So in the end,
Maybe a little less.
in the end,
A
a little
little
bit
less.
less
Like
than
$30.
than $1 million, like $30. So we covered a lot in last week's show, right? I mean, we did all of our E3 predictions. Make sure you catch that if you had not listened to it, because it's coming up fast. This weekend kicks off E3. I think it starts Saturday with the EA press conference. We won't be doing a reacts to the EA press conference, but we will be posting reacts on Sunday, right after the Xbox conference. Wyatt and I will give our full review of the Xbox E3 press conference, where we fully expect to hear a ton about Project Scorpio and some cool games coming to Xbox. And we're going to have a couple fun game plans, so make sure you tune in for that one. On Monday night, Blev and I will bring you our reactions to the PlayStation show. That one will be a little late, so make sure to check for that one, Tuesday morning to get our full reactions from that show. And then Tuesday, Buddy and I will be broadcasting from the, what do they call it, the Nintendo Couch or something?
The Nintendo Treehouse.
Treehouse.
Wow, that sounds creepy.
Is coming on Tuesday, so hopefully we'll make it out of the treehouse.
The casting couch of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Bounce, you go, wow,
Oh wow! Banging blocks.
It's hard to follow that up. It's really hard to follow
Sorry,
up.
just smashing away.
So with all of that in mind, today's show is going to be a little lighter, just because we covered a lot last week, and we're about to cover a lot this coming week. Another big news, hopefully by the time you're listening to this, our website will be up or close to being up. We're hoping to have that live with the launch of our E3 content for 2017. Anyways, guys, let's just get into it. What have you been watching, playing, before we get into news? I feel like we haven't done this in a while. I'll start us, actually.
You'll start us?
I have been playing Far Cry 4, and I just kind of...
When'd you start it?
2 nights ago, Sunday night, I
Okay.
think. We're recording this on a Tuesday. I put probably about 4.5 hours into it so far, so in the grand scheme of Far Cry, I'm barely scratching the surface of it, but...
Yeah.
It's really good. I mean, it's been on like that catalog that I've had for a while of games that I want to get to and play, and it's just one of those that I haven't gotten around to. But man, it's awesome. I haven't played a Far Cry game in a really long time. I don't know if you guys ever mess around with those, but I was telling these guys earlier, like it's honestly one of those games that's so enjoyable to go do a meaningless task. Like the side missions and stuff that they have you do aren't like super repetitive. Honestly, they're always like a little bit different. And in those open world games, there's like 3 or 4 different like types of missions you can do. It's either like rescue hostages, or it's go kill a
mercenary.
Yeah, go kill a dictator, whatever that might be, or a colonel in their army or something like that, or clear out a base. But they're all really fun and give you a lot of really cool ways to go about doing it. Like last night, for example, I was trying to free this base up, and I saw an elephant caged up in the corner, and I shot the lock on the cage that was holding the elephant, and the elephant ran out and killed all the guys in the base, just stampeded them. And it was like, oh, that's really cool. So anyways, I'm really enjoying it. I didn't expect to like it that much. I think I picked it up for like $15 or something like a year ago, and it just has been sitting on my shelf. I'm really glad I dusted it off and started playing it, though.
Game I'm playing right now, so I just got a game. It's an older game. I don't know how old, maybe like 6 or 7 or 8 years old, and I just downloaded it on Steam, but it's called Evil Geniuses, and it's an like older Sim City type style game, but you actually have a little guy that you control, and you are an evil genius, up and coming evil genius, and you have to build your lair. And you have to go out in the world and cause mischief and build notoriety. It's kind of like Despicable Me, but only a video game. And it's like you build your base, sound like a SimCity kind of thing. And it's very cartoony, very silly, and you have to collect henchmen and interrogate people and go out and steal. And they're like the silly things that you can send your henchmen out, and they're feeding the dolphins in Japan and using them for a show. So your henchmen want to go in and overfeed them and make them super fat so that they can't do any of the tricks. And that's one of their notoriety, like silly kind of things that they do. The other game I downloaded yesterday that I have not played yet, I downloaded it right before I went to bed, was Firewatch.
Yes.
I haven't. So I'm a big fan of those story point and click mystery games. If you haven't
Myst,
yeah. The Witness is by far one of my favorite games of all time. If you have not played The Witness I believe they have it for console, but I played it for PC. It's like a puzzle island. You're on an island. You're only one by yourself, and you go around and you solve puzzles. You would love it, buddy. You would absolutely love The Witness.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not for Nintendo, but if you can get it for some kind of tablet or something, it's just absolutely amazing.
Okay.
But I haven't touched Firewatch. I'll probably have that. I'll have more to say on that by next week.
What did you download that for? PC?
PC, yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize it was for PC. I have it for PlayStation. It's a great game.
Yeah, I just downloaded it. I haven't started. Excited, though.
Buddy, what have you been playing?
I go through phases where I either play a video game or watch TV. Can't do both at the same time. So right now I'm stuck on House of Cards Season 5. Well, not stuck on it, but blazing through it. So I have to finish that up before I get to any new game.
I just finished it up, and it is awesome. It's better than Season 3. It is on track with just as good as Season 4. I will not.
I've never seen it.
Just to let you know, it takes a whole different direction than what you were expecting. That's what awesome. You think that show's going, it's going to go the opposite of that way. So, but it's a very, very good season, and there's a lot of twists and a lot of very political, what would you say, schemes?
Yeah.
I would say.
I've been learning a lot about our political system just by watching
through House of Cards.
Yeah, really?
Is it our current political environment right now?
Political science class brought to you by Frank Underwood.
Yeah,
that's right. Frank Underwood. Cool. But you're not playing any Switch or anything right now?
No, I was playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe a lot before that. But
how you doing on your unlocks in Mario Kart, or how many gold stars do you have per race speed?
Oh, hardly any. I had it for the Wii U, so I unlocked all the gold stars and did that. So I'm not really that interested in playing against the computer. I just kind of play online.
Did you do that for the 200cc too on Wii U?
No, I never did, because they came out with that a little later than they had launched the game.
This shit is brutal.
It's hard, yeah.
It's brutal. It kind of changes the DNA of the game. Have you ever played that, Wyatt, the 200cc in Mario Kart?
No. I mean, the only time I play Mario Kart is when I play with you guys, and so I really don't care if the computer beats me. I just want to beat Buddy. That's really
right. Sure, that's everyone's
the only thing.
It's everyone's goal constantly.
I can get second to last place as long as Buddy got last.
Which
never happens.
No, that little bastard. I 200cc. The problem is with that. I always feel like you have to brake. You have to use the handbrake, which just kind of changes the DNA of the game a little bit. You know what I mean? It just doesn't quite feel the same. So.
One of the things I think that Mario Kart has done not so well since Mario Kart 64 is I forget what they call it, but the mechanic of the game that if you're in first place, they want to make it more difficult for you.
Rubber banding.
Yeah, so the computer will be better at that point, and they'll obviously get better items to take you out. It's hard to stay first for a very, very long, consistent amount of time. And Mario Kart 64 had that, where Toad would always fly, or Peach. It was always Toad or Peach would always fly past you if you made one poor turn. But it wasn't as bad as I feel like the Mario Kart games after that. They really kind of dug into that, and they're like, hey, we're going to make this challenging. And that kind of frustrating me, but it also makes you want to beat every gold star.
Yeah.
Yep. Lev,
So-
what are you playing? Watching.
Playing, watching. I've been watching, staying up on Silicon Valley. It's one of my favorite shows on HBO. I'm also playing Wildlands.
You're still playing Wildlands.
Yeah,
Tell us about Wildlands. How's that going?
Well, it's actually it's really really fun. So basically, when you play by yourself, it's very repetitive, but when you play with other people co-oply, it can become like a really chaotic scene because when you have AI, they're really really smart, and you can actually make them move and do certain things. Actually, do sync shots. So what sync shots? What that is basically you scope out, or you can use your binoculars and hover over a target, sync up with that one, and you have two chances to have two sync shots. So basically what that means is that you sync on one, you sync on the other, and then the AI shoot them, and then so they're dead. So then you can actually move forward. So you take out snipers and you move forward like that. So AI is a lot easier, but when it's actually co-op, it's manually. So you both have to like sync it and shoot at the same time and make sure your silencers are on and everything like that.
Is there any like mechanic to help you do that, or is it just chatting and saying, "All right, I'm
It's
watching
just chatting,
this guy."
and because there's like a little 1 above the person you sync on the first time, and the second one has a number 2. So you're like, all right, I'm gonna shoot the guy with the 1 over top of his head, and your partner's like, okay, I'll shoot the second one, and we'll go on 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and you both shoot at the same time. Then if you miss, the guard's alerted, so he gets down and he ducks, and then if he like still like is like down and you're still trying to kill him, he'll start to alert other people around him. It can become very chaotic, and sometimes there's like people that have mortars. Like, so there's like a mortar station, and they fill up the mortar and start shooting at you, and then it's really hard when you're just playing co-op, with just 2 people. But if you have like a full squad, it's a little bit easier. But
How many people can you play with up to?
I think up to, don't quote me on this, I think 4 or 5.
Okay, cool.
Up to 4 or 5 people,
Ghost Recon had
including
that sync shot.
you.
Yeah, Ghost Recon had that sync shot. And,
The old school ones?
Yeah. No, the newest one, because the newest one was about 5 or 6, not 5 or 6, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. It was for Xbox 360, maybe. Yeah, Xbox 360, and you would tag them, aim at the first guy, and when you took the shot, your other guys took their shot, and you have to try to keep an eye on who you're shooting so that they don't warn the other ones. And it was kind of cool. It was a cool, very very cool mechanic. A lot of fun.
And I'm probably like maybe like 40% through the game, and I've put a lot of hours into it because it's just like what the game you were talking about describing before. How like you get like Far Cry, you get distracted by side missions and stuff like that. So like this one, you can. So I think you're in like you're in some South American country, and you're basically trying to help the rebels defeat the cartel. And there's like these food parcels, there's these oil parcels and stuff like that you have to like tag so the rebels can come get them. So there's this one where you have to go infiltrate this area that the cartel holds and basically steal a helicopter, and like maybe there's like 20 guys in this area, so you can like you can kill like maybe the people just around the helicopter, sneak in, steal the helicopter, and then the sirens will sound and you'll get away though.
This game sounds really cool. Like,
It's really cool. It's like fun.
almost like it got
Yeah.
kind of a bad rap. I mean, did it get a poor review?
No,
or-
no. Like on Google, it's 4.5 out of 5.
Oh, cool.
I don't know what IGN rated it or anything like that, but
I think
from
it's
my
like the sevens or something.
yeah, from my experience, it's semi-repetitive because you are doing the same type of things over and over, but it becomes really chaotic when you have non-AI people. And
Yeah.
I think that's where
Working as a team.
That's
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
the fun lies. Is that it's like you get a buddy or just a random stranger to play, and that comfort you have of the AI being able to hit those sync shots
No matter what,
perfectly,
yeah.
no matter what, and it's on you. But if you have to rely on the other person, that chaos and that shit hitting the fan is where I
Look,
think.
they can literally hit like a sync shot from 600 meters away. You could be super far away as long as you can zoom in with your binoculars and tag them. They can kill them.
Yeah.
Cool.
The longest shot I've had was like 452 meters, but
Nice. So there's a couple things I wanted to talk about today, guys, for our topics. I actually have 2 topics to bring to the council here. The first one, I just kind of wanted to, with E3 coming up and, feeling that excitement about, what games are going to get announced. And, this is always, as a video game fan, my favorite time of year where, you get to learn what games you can now be excited for coming out this year, the big titles that are coming out maybe a year later or something like that. So I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts, why are we doing this podcast? You know, why do you like video games so much? What memories do you have growing up that really sort of cemented video games as like a hobby for you? And, you know, now as adult men, we're still playing video games. You know, what was it, or what are some of the memories that stand out the most to you guys?